when it be young go more. To the so, the flower, to the so, Betty Aquay, to the so, I had yeah, to the so, I read yeah, oh boy, so let me young go more. To be flower, the flower, to the so.
Praise the name of the Lord. California may assume ye and come with Jesus Christ, Nazareth, any demo. We are grateful unto God for the gift of life He has bestowed unto us today. Aya onyankopon adom tachrema eda abodwem sanso moja edi emwafusane aseda ene edema onyankopon. Ena onyame edi achen die na ese enidaso ewo ho ema yen. Enunti ye besua die. And then we are looking at parenting. We've been looking at parenting. We've already talked about who a parent is. Ya chire mahu say ya ka say a parent who a parent is ya kan wasem. And then we are looking at the father's role as a parent. The father's role. And I call it the father's role beyond food and shelter. The father's role beyond food and shelter, because many a times as fathers we think our duties is ye provide the shelter when your baby waiting your rent a dime be na one oyere ene oma egumua na bosume son with me to your rent and I say o advance na utimu na unya bi toduane emomudia and he finally said that is all. As a father, when Juma no. But I believe, sir, our role as fathers goes beyond just providing food and shelter. And so we want to look at the father's role beyond food and shelter. Yes, sure. Beyond that, because I believe, sir, there is a lot to read than say, ye provide food and shelter alone. Inti eno any ebehwe Enya akano ene enyumrei. Meda so twen mapam for say omo abeka me nsam gidi say enche omo abeka ho na yede ene adesua no ayede ahihye so. Enti enko ba bia tren ya etwen ye ba na ya befiase na ye asua bibi. Enti that is what we are going to be looking at today. The father's role beyond food and shelter. Try nearby. For you that onyankopon say edon any bremu So we are looking at the father's role. We are looking at the father's role. In Primpi, we assume say as parent, we are looking at parent. Who a parent is. We have looked at who a parent is. And make us say, you be say, a father, a father's role. Say, Nyame wadom na utimi enyesika wanya aidan bi ene oyere no ma etim na utimi to aduane emomudia ehana yenim se yadwuma eno no as fathers. But we are looking at the father's role beyond that. The father's role beyond food and shelter. Say enye say yakase a father's role na say utimi provide aduane anase utimi provide shelter ema ufie enko eka ho bi but enya no nko any yen asede as good fathers, and I say yen fathers are as good fathers. Our role go beyond just providing food and shelter, and that is what we are going to be looking at this day. I am looking forward to invite Pastor James on the line. I think Pastor James is ready. Let me bring Pastor James on board as I look forward to the other panels. But Pastor James is here. First of all, James Emrana, Yenhe Jumadina, Yen Fias here. What's up, James?
Senior.
Nah, but your the same.
Yeah, but I'm so I said the network is very bad and I don't know.
Network or your bad memoir call it in moon. Aha, Aviana said, if you remember, boy, na yet a smooth conversation. I'm just saying, yourself, James Ekano, network in India, you need that. Aha, you know that, say, or had been papa. And this a 20-year day, of a fresh Simona, Yafesana, Yedi, and come up. But, some few scriptures are Neamfa Amphitias here. And I said, let's look at a father in the Bible. Yenshe, and Yama Bakumi Nubi. Na Yamfa Amphias here, Wamaka, Ye train, or Sopho James, na Wabeka Yensano. Let's take some few scriptures. Okay, Bible Noah, Proverbs. Let's read this from Proverbs chapter number 6. In Proverbs chapter number 6, me say, assembly ewoho. Yankai and very quick. Proverbs chapter number 22, verse number 6. Proverbs 22, verse number 6. The Bible says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Train up a child in the way he should go, so that when the child grow, he will not depart from it. I believe that many people are looking up to as safono edi juma sumbi church niema bi se emrante ni mabawa enyi kakra niema bi a ebebo omo dada sitena mu etese asafono timi bo modern no ochire na make us say of course asafono be chire but yentimi nyai ema asafono yentimi enyai ma asafono yen the primary teachers of our children. Yani the first yema achirefwa edikan. The first teacher. Be your child's first teacher. And you also train up a child. That means who the parent, he is talking to parent. Onka sam fa teacher for him, onka sam fa asori him, onka sa emfa or mine or kasachre minu bi no se awofo or kasachre minu bi no se awofo enti nya oba cha ne se me ene wo se awofo no we should train the child in the way he should go enti you should make sure say you are your child's first teacher. When they obano ni chire niya edikan. When ni chire ni edikan. What's up, James? What's up, James? What's up, James? Otemenka. Let me say, what's up, James? Otemenka. Otemenka. Let me say, what's up, James? Enyante Menka. What's up, James? Otemenka. I believe so. A network, you know. Anyway, and so looking at Nyameka, we want to be our child's or the first teacher to our children. Say as our no or mana abrabumuno wo any or can or chechenia udikan because I believe say omo ebehwe yen akenkan yen ombehwe yen akenkan yen nti eno ehu hia pa eyi say emre ombehwe akenkan yen no hu hia. Let me say it's better for me to pick Pastor James on air na watimi abwa. And the journey of Soft James Samria line now a disturb na imini no akasa ya funny corner on phone rather than in person. Soft James. What's up, Otemiga? Very good. Let me say on network ni hard I think say we mum ebe boy.
Yes, I'm good to I
network no our demonstration and network near demonstration.
Sure.
Okay, I am saying that we are looking at parenting. We are near our main subject is parenting. And then I believe that a few weeks ago you share who a parent is. And you share the role, the father's role beyond food and shelter. But see, beyond food and shelter because I believe that I man me bre ya adwene say yenya dan bi me yenya aduane bi gufia ya sede na no ya wie. But me ogidi say it goes beyond that. It goes beyond that. And I'm say ye hwe ho asem na ye de yeka number say ye hwe ho asem yeka enti say yeka say Proverbs chapter number 22 Proverbs 22 verse number 6 no na me kan or say train up a child in a way he should go and when he is old he will not depart from it. Tinameka say we should be the first teacher to our children. And as a Bible can say it tells me that we are the first teacher to our children. Most of the times this verse you say and you say other say the school I believe that school actually matter, but the scripture the Bible is not talking to teachers and as schools. It's not talking to the church. It's not talking to the buying and I said the government, not the nation or whoever. But or address it young as parents and then they are fathers in Tino. Fathers are any if you need Tino. So me can say and I can say be your child's first teacher. Nah, yeah, patch say.
Actually, Namisha Bebre, Namisha. I think that this is very important discussion today, and I believe say Nyakopo be adon be pepe Nyakopo asema nya nti ase ewo Nyakopo asemu, especially ejanum yehu ebenya yehu nti ase eto bebia na nti ase ye ni nti no e na ye lucky bebre because lack of an understanding or lack of knowledge is very critical. You get knowledge on a subject, then we can take advantage of it so that we can capitalize on it. You know, when you say we are your first teacher, it means say ejanu, Obano. Uno first. First of all, uno first.
Wonderful.
Exactly. And today, Ube catching is only piano.
Obey.
Uno first. And the answer now, no Banu Krabiku school. Now, father, and then now, honor that. And before Krabiku school, now, our honor. And as before Krano, when you exposure be community and society, mono, oh, father, now the first person now, Obe, and somehow be catching an idea of bet sereno, fitty and collaborate, and no, in our best I dream. No obi no odi be yejuba enti se wan fa ade papa ankyere no infitiasia enya de a obetimi ehunu because abofra de onyi a ade a ne ono na adwene be ne se oye bia no ono na adwemu no eyema no abofra bi enyi a ono na adwum do be ye bia no eye right man no enti eye wo we gya no wasede se so oye bibi na se enya obeka nso o adi yenye menye anatadi menye adi uya senisi nebeye uya senisi wanye so senisi nebeye
yes
into the kan kire abofan adi esese oye ansa na waye de wonyinu and it about say you should train a child how he should grow. And it's very important the way there is a way you acquire first one the training abofra especially say we ja it's na kwema obetimi huni say obetimi kwema obetimi first the training ban as a journalist also huni say as you rightly said you are the first teacher of your child it is your obetire no in your kwema bra timi first the lecture abofra di emani hunu
yes
first of all to me the we need quite chab of father menehunu because you started to oh yeah the corner papa crop up the new crop papa be show cut to say ni no kan
yes
ko yeah the balance here show to say near to say in your papa dey show to say the way there because who you be born so I know say we people need jai
no correct
and you know one of the signs are would be you are the first teacher of your child, and that is true. And there are so many ways I bet him that child, and one of the ways I bet him that child is to use sign language. With mama, with what was such a wanted, there be a day and Zabafanko observe side on such a oil and any day, and yet obey. And to know that to me, Papa be at me who a quiet obey to my first one, obey to me that day, actually bad day, a man a day, a man who the idea who ya pa.
Wonderful. Okay, very good. My main share, trip while this in the be so hana many opinion before some amount quenya ode near my number me mau casafa 1 or 2 be home kakra mami answer. Okay, in 2 Corinthians chapter number 3 yanking kind near Shadia. In 2 Corinthians chapter number 3 2 and 3 now see you yourselves are our letter written on our hearts, known to read by everyone. Paul asema ochorama ya kan say Corinthians no o se mo ye
2 Corinthians
2 Corinthians chapter number 3 verse number 2.
Okay.
And no na all ka say you yourselves are our letter. No say written on our hearts, known and read by everyone. Known and read by everyone. You hear pray no say. Hold on. As an may I mix it no. Three no say you show that you are a letter from Christ. You show that you are a letter from Christ. The results of our ministry, written not with ink, but with the Spirit and the Spirit and the living God. And I say, not on tablets of stones, but on tablets of human hearts. So, in this case, I say, how do we fathers as examples? I mean, is there a need for us to exemplify a good life, and how do we do that? Since that means with Nyawakan, as fathers we are letters. Your mother can each and every day. Exactly. So almost no kin kan no so the senior pork and say the end product of omo ministry no is the Church of Corinth. That means omo kin kan omo no omo examples and I said the precedents are almost set, and when a bed there omo at the end of the day. So exactly. Is there a need for us to exemplify a good life? If yes, how do we do that?
A very, very, very important set as a father. You set good example, because one of the ways our children also learn is through observation. Children learn through observation. What they observe, they can pick it and they can use it. And as a father, one of the things also and he say you must set good example. That is one of the crucial things as a father you must do. You must first set good example, and it is very important. How do you set good example? As a father, you don't beat your wife to extend that you can beat your wife in presence of your children. Can you imagine that a father, you are beating your wife in presence of your children? And your child, who is 7 years or 8 years old, is telling you that daddy, stop beating mommy. Really? How can you do that?
How can you do that?
Indirectly, directly. How can you do that? Indirectly, you are communicating to your child that it is good to beat a woman. Or when he grows and he got married and the wife is misbehaving, he can be there. You are sending wrong signal. So your children are observing whatever you are doing. So as a good father, you set good example. When some of the examples that you must set is that you don't beat your wife. And secondly, as a father too, you don't smoke to extend that you smoke in the presence of your children. And if your children also grow up and they start smoking, you a father, do you have that moral right to tell them that stop smoking? You don't have that moral right, because morally you are wrong. But they are smoking. Sometimes they are smoking because they saw that their father too is smoking, so they thought that smoking is good. So as a father, you set good example for your children to follow. Not that alone. As a father, you don't cheat on your wife. Can you imagine that some father can cheat on their wife to the extent that they can be sending their own children to go and be between her, to go and be calling the women and ladies for them? How can you do that? And you send your children to do that. What example are you setting? So as a father, you must set good example, and it's very, very important. So you make sure that for the sake of your children, there are things that you can do, but for the sake of your children, avoid it. avoid some certain things because of your children, because what they observe, what they see you is what they will copy, and they will do the same thing. So as a father, if you see your children doing the same thing that you are doing, can you question them? You can't question them, because you have taught them and they are doing the same. They are doing the same.
Wonderful. You have taught them and they are doing same. Let's see Psalm 103 verse number 13. Yan can be a quick na mimusa asem Psalm 103 verse number 13. Let me see. Psalm 103 verse number 13 or say a father as a father has compassion on his children, so the Lord has compassion on those who fear him.
Sure.
A father's compassion, how is it like?
A father's compassion.
Mm-hmm. That means a father's compassion is a characteristic of a father. Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Looking at there was one. Maminka mum na maminka enema mienu mum.
Okay.
Look at the prodigal son. I was going to ask you, said fathers have compassion and fathers don't give up on their children. So
Sure.
the prodigal son, mame enkin kai Luke 15 na yenhwe ade ho na yenka ne mienu no. I think we can marry the two. Na aye simple aye. Amaye.
Sure.
Luke 15 verse number 20 no say, so he got up and went to his father, but while he was still at a long way off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion for him. He ran to his son, threw his arms around him and kissed him. Yemhwe memfa we no enka ho 21 and let me see if you can read 21, 22. Then the son said to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. And I'll say, but the father said to his servants, quick, bring the best robe and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. Let me see if we can. 23. Bring the fattest calf and kill it. Let's have a feast. I said, let's have a feast and celebrate. Then let me read the last one. Let me add 24. For this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found. So they began to celebrate. So fathers are supposed to have compassion and also not supposed to give up on their children. So
Sure.
so in how do you call it, Psalm 103 verse 13, as I just read in Psalm 103 verse 13.
Sure.
Or say, as fathers have compassion on their children, so the Lord has compassion. Tina make us say, with that we will say compassion a characteristic of
A good father.
Inti, having said that, Nami Busa say, father's compassion is saying it here when you look at Luke chapter 15 here, Yakin Kenya. When we talk about a father's compassion towards Nema, what do you have to say about that?
As a father, you have to have compassion on children, because one of the reasons why you must have compassion for your children on your children is because you know that children, as human being as we are bound to make mistakes. And you have to understand, as a father, your children will always make mistakes. They will always offend you. And when your children offend you, as a father, you don't abandon them. No. You have to have compassionate on them, because out of your compassionate, you can correct them.
Mm-hmm.
If a father is not having compassion, there is no way he can correct his children.
Mm-hmm.
So a father's compassion is the ability to correct his children, even though they are in mistake, even though they are in error. Mm-hmm. So as a father, you have to understand that your children are children. Children will always be children, mm-hmm. irrespective of your age.
Mm-hmm.
I'm old now, but my father is always a father. He always see me as a son, and that will not change.
Of course.
When I start making children, it will never change. So he will discipline me the way he's supposed to discipline me. But in the process of discipline, he must show compassion, and compassion means love. He must show his love towards us. That's how God shows us his love. So you see, God disciplines us, and the way God uses compassion to discipline us. So as a father, you must have compassion. So out of your compassion that you can discipline your child. 2, it's out of a compassion that when your child offends you and he asks for forgiveness, that daddy, I am sorry, this thing will not repeat itself again. It is out of compassion that you can forgive your children. As the prodigal son did, the father was, though the child was misbehaving, mm-hmm. took his property and went away. But yet, the father was still having compassion on his son. Though the son has sinned against his father, yet he had compassion on him in the midst of sin, mm-hmm. in the midst of disobedience. Mm-hmm. He was having compassion. So as a father, you must have compassion on your children. That is why it is out of compassion you can correct your children. It is out of compassion you can forgive them. Because if you don't have compassion, there is no way that when your child offends you, you can forgive them. Sometimes I wonder, some parents say, more especially it's almost parents, the act of they do, you mean me find you will cry, just me will cry, but me, I say, sometimes I don't know the level of
Biana, ne mami ahwe na amene nyi onyi onhwe no next answer is called score the brain is next answer wakoka na waresem no in a way nani anye ho say man oye ne de mani anye ho ntie ne ene udi be machi amame o mame
Wait,
number one, that's what they say. Sure. Be at SCP.
Sure. Yeah. But within all this, as a father, you must have compassion. Isn't the reason why, as a father, you must have compassion? Because you are the head. You have the ability to control home. So, since you are the head and you have the ability to control home, you have to know how to control and to manage home. Because you are the head of the family. So if you release that compassion on your children, when they sin, when they offend you, mm-hmm. you can correct them.
Wonderful.
When they plead for forgiveness of sin, you can forgive them. It's because it's out of compassion. You can do that.
Okay, very good. Remember, she was so quick enough. And Nadia, a Buran Casano, I say, gradually is dying of and sir Ubabua Korani, those sort of thing, to some extent, no, I say, as a son, say, school, Mukrano, schools money a day now, and say, a coffee mass fine. And a Bible no say any more no Proverbs 13:24 no say whoever spares the rod hates their children. I like sure. Back a scripture back was it you see Jimmy Batabofra come on no they are bad, you know. I know. And also Proverbs. So, but I like this. I say, whoever spares the rod hates their children, but the one who loves their children is careful. The word is careful, not to punish, but also to discipline. Also to discipline, because there is the difference between punishment and discipline. So,
the scripture about Proverbs 22:15.
Proverbs 22:15. Yankai and also Yanka discipline once a media. My memfa and also Enka. What's it? Proverbs 22.
15, I think so.
15. Okay. Young share and also. Proverbs 22. I say fully is bound up in the heart of a child. And I say, yeah. Say, can say, Jimino, Ebata, Abofrana, it is bound up in the heart of a child. And then say, hey, where do you say the attitude na kuma ho? What do you say? And I bound the brofness and the matrim.
Yes, I bound
attitude na kuma. Where do you say Ebata ho? No, we the teacher home, the tear but I ban the be white, and I wait the teacher when they are next day. I can't ban the be so ever sunny, and with the teacher when they are ban ever sunny. So, and he also fully is bound up in the heart of a child, but the rod of discipline may can be more. We say most learner as parents, we are more likely to punish than to discipline.
Exactly.
So, we are more likely to punish than to discipline. Next week, the difference between punishment and discipline. So I want
I want us to go deep on. Okay, then we go deep on God willing next week.
And so okay, so person me saying okay, yeah, me say your best 20 minutes be. Me approximately your best 20 minutes be. And okay, see more things to talk about next week. Ain't me carrying on it. And remember times and what exactly to be. And we will look. Okay, if you want to touch on that, you can. Since I can discipline seven, say to me, if you have and that is fine. You can still touch on that. And
sure.
So just say, but the rod of discipline will drive it far away. And say, a big question. So they are saying
exactly.
That's here a very important. Say your discipline your ma. Nti a question as a father. The old kind of discipline near the amount discipline as a punishment. Yeah, time.
Discipline.
Small boy. Me small boys in back from a kid one na what did you know the chance na could see na we did na bibi sa na o ho nem tabre na me ka say onye no afi metia say is work or say a work so that say na mbuza say am no say o say a dey o say and no say work and am say the sa work no. Why not MAS are working? So because Obaniko school no school actually about France yemfa no usai akora yemfa akora nya adwuma. So they are there. Yemfa akora nya adwuma. Nti ofia na se wo ka se odidi awie no ntwim kura na wefa na se adwuma o se work. Na se akora na me say jimia be Jimmy better na kuma. If you are working, so yes, now, yeah, time no pass by the bit and say, work. Say work no me say work no me na me man say one a mess I work in the Emano, which is yeah work. So that's it. A requirements near for discipline. What are the various let me take your view on how we are supposed to discipline our children as fathers.
Okay, so let me first of all differentiate the difference between discipline and punishment. Okay, punishment focus on making a child suffer. Suffer also. Okay, let's say punishment focus on making a child suffer for breaking a rules, while discipline is about teaching him how to a better choice next time. As me with obey the example, the okay, then I can say okay, and your way go. Yeah, you say next time, you know, or follow the like by teaching him or giving him this advice and this way, you know, you are not punishing him. But you are rather disciplining him.
We didn't come in to no, Nimumna, sat by where ya. Abanya. Ken, and share away. And yeah. And this is what the suffer, yeah, what kind of say it made them suffer. I buy way, and my own suffer, no more day. So the big so that's it. And as I then as a banner Bible no can because of course say okay what the my own answer na me jot me points been to what the to asoma me na we are mabusa.
Okay. So this is a little punishment focus on making a child suffer for breaking rules, and I think discipline is about teaching him how to make a better choice. So but in terms of punishment, you know, we have what we call the positive punishment and negative punishment. Those say it's all punishment, but within the punishment, you know, you have the negative side and positive side. Recently, a video was going viral. Akribia bono. Minister was a video now. I'm waiting that and Accra with the best as 2 years was a so why? So the father thought say he's punishing the child, but he's punishing him in a negative way. Because a child that
Pachoti, I know the I know the papa no na adwen touch you because 2 years there now ono what is no ono we ono de ono edwuma de no di ye no so for public crisis here we amount for bebo na kuno edwuma de no san kwase edwuma de no di sabe ta frache so enipa kra hu se woni a ono amukra omo because for 2 years there come on so obi anu say 2 years now 4 or 5 cry na 2 years there now say ono obi beka say on kanipa honi kwanse ye de ne ye ne tran say de ne koto kwa yim na oni gbagbun no ne so that on kanipa say ne koto no ne oni ye kan say emwaduma no so hu fox ne ada na ya de na akosi ho naka oni omotive no mpo de ne de me fisa na adwe na enyi to no ye kan asem kra be yi ko ofa krum kra man for be na
so exactly. So we have the negative side of punishing someone and we have the positive side of punishing someone. Is it what? Okay, so the negative side of punishing someone is that you don't punish someone to hurt him to extent that they be over abusing. You can punish someone by not abusing him or her. So you can abuse your child, you can punish your child without you not abusing him as a father. And the extent is that you can punish your child to extent that you will abuse him. Any wrong, you know. So there's nothing wrong to punish a child, but the negative side is to punishing to abuse him. No, according to the Obaya, no, Abun Saudi King, I shouldn't say, no. You are abusing the child. In as much as that you can use cane on him and also on her, no? You can do it in such a way that you're not abusing or you're not abusing. So the extent of punishment, no, and then also to your way as a father. So you can punish your child, but you don't abuse the punishment. You don't abuse him through the punishment.
Well, next, what can I say? You beat me up punish it. Yeah, discipline.
Exactly.
And so now the discipline, no. A track running day.
Is teaching him how to make a better choices next time.
Okay, you have practical examples. You have in our time, ebia akora aye boni, boni ahodo ewo ho. Ebia wanti wasem oyebi enfumso bi ane ade you feel a punishment sir and as parents. Ibitimi ede amayema enko say what ya ba poo na wo bono na emum no ebeba ne say obe putum measures bia ebema ebia akora ne next time nia oyeye no onye bi.
You can punish your child by restricting him from doing some certain things. Maybe adi or no pay no. You restrict him or her from not doing it. I know it's a punishment.
Yes.
You want to say be about video game bar or make my punishments that they be fit and they come move video game for 1 week. And then the year to because they because they're not in the punishment. No more next time it's the punishment. Or not you are punishing him. I'm not going to punishment. I'm not to be a so full and
I bet you should have word discipline.
Discipline. I think say I don't see a punish. It's a form of punishment.
Okay.
Because I can't any. I don't so far came born here, but any year.
Okay.
Punishment is to inflict pain. When you punish someone, you are inflicting pain on a person. But when you discipline someone, you are not inflicting pain. You are advising the person not to repeat what he did or what she did. What she did. So, as you said, the maker is clear.
Yeah, me tell
so, as I collect a video game, that's just man in video game for 1 week. On any, so that means you are inflicting pain. You are punishing the child that they are doing your pen money. Who said, "Minim set up with on Muku school, abuche na outings, no." But they set up with you, called and Miss Martiseno. And I remember that catch me that I think so. I was what catch me also. Say, a crack school as a toy, you not a 10-year Omano detention, detention, said, and so Omoku break on my break. And I say, Yapos or corner. No man, I can best 1 hour beyond a walk. Or not any year. And that is punishment. It's not discipline, it's punishment. I mean, in their mind, they are punishing the child for misbehavior. So it's punishment. So you can restrict the child from accessing idea or no parent. You can restrict the person. If your person could agree, your person then you get the person that be in court. It's a form of punishing the child. In other words, you are punishing the child, but you are not abusing him or her.
Now, Indiana ma ye free punishment and another discipline about abuse. How when can we say this is an abuse?
Wow, you can say this and abuse. I think sometimes I strongly believe that it is not an intention for every good father to abuse the child. I don't think that is an intention. And you'll be any setting about abusing it. But sometimes, maybe when you keep talking to the person, maybe you keep punishing him in a positive way. But you see, and not to say to as it own tea, so you have to inflict more pain. That is when a victim can then want to abuse the child. And the work has several times, and you just want to inflict more serious pain on a person. And maybe on my the battery, I never pack on the booth, no to my vision, also rough no to Papa, you know, to never yard or catching the battery, and they buy Okazachino into a quarter seconds and the banya will meet you can.
Oh, you trying to buy?
You can't buy this. Your high, so you can know all money mark one who the next time. Mark the back and be I say, Obeka is a new man who so to that extreme in every I think so sometimes a more funny behavior and sometimes parents let me yes, but I strongly believe any parents be arguing and say to be a or bad abuse. No, I don't think so. But sometimes some of the behavior of the child.
Nebinanya woke off by a dear. Is that or no? Akra 2 years there. In the behavior be a normal with children or be or no, you're not doing so, but we now walk around or walk up people on either Abba. Or funny so what Hannah saw the say. Conabi, no, you're not doing so, or but when I what could your bed in Biaman or her in the case of Abranti dear cover and I walk ya. Say, I've been near all you know, near all you know. Ukiwa own just your own ocean so now was a ubofu. As a winner no cranny the second show, sir. One way our bears and your own on your body down. Motobo mobile. And you have one way. Ube jaw bonny our crowd to one why again. Why? So that's a con who say, accurate 2 years now is soon accurate me. Sometimes we a parent, I'm there. Accurate to certain extent when I irritate you. One here now home credit and to be on who those experience no crowd that when you until he no or say what officer was shada unim ni away pa if accurate 2 years and was shada pa na obeso tete no adi advance ebi mo omo shada enye so omo be parent na omo kudi omo agro na akra no abeha omo na akra na beha omo ti na akofa asem ayeden aba sana
you know, we have to also establish that we have good fathers and bad fathers. In as much as we are talking about general context of fathers, I think the Papa is clear indication setting he's a very bad father. You know, we don't, no one can argue on that. So he's a very bad father. He's not a good father because I don't think a good father will inflict that pain, that kind of punishment on a child who is 2 years. No, come on. It's extremely madness.
Now let's come to young fan say let me look at this one. Let me look at young share 1 Timothy 5. Let me miss our question be 1 Timothy 5:8. I say anyone who does not provide for their relatives and especially anyone who does not provide for their relatives and especially for their own household has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever.
Sure. That's true.
Enti yaka say a good father yenim say provision eye number 1 na
sure
enema ben sa say yaka say ye provide because or can or ha categorical say anyone who does not provide for their relatives and for the and especially for their own household na say in your own household no yaka say a father providing for your children and your spouse. and your wife.
Sure.
And I say, one yes, sir, has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever. If Mama Memfa, I saw for real quick, and I saw for so by a time near it, not America, input. And I believe that the next week, I say, yes, I at was so a share, may say, yeah. And also,
Yeah.
I assume you can, and that's how James line in, you know, or the phone so.
Oh, okay.
Or the phone so.
I'm sure.
Also, James, I saw in me in Shroud.
Amen.
I think that actually, and in a share the role of the father's role beyond you can say the father's role beyond bread and shelter. Say a jano was said here, say enye say ope baby ama o enkora na say baby a my ada ene aduane nko a nemum ye hwe ne etra eno so sa ha nem say ya hwe duru baby ananka ye prepare ho kra ne apo na wa bai die ye say aboa ne die jaja kwa panyifo say ye nya ne kwa nti wa bai die na say ye ji wadwe nkyere nti ye di kan ahwe say number 1 ejano, you are the first, you are only obano, your child's first teacher. Nature training udi kan back when no you can free Proverbs chapter number 22 verse number 6 no. Or say train up a child in a way he should go, that when he grows he will not what depart away from it. Nya can say woni obano a teacher ni a where day udi kan ha. And yasanhwe number 2 and also you can free 2 Corinthians chapter number 3 verse 2 and 3. I know a very important point in my emfa emrana quick now yeah wetimi akani na day abom na wahwe amaye nti eno no yehwe ni say or say you yourself are our letters written on our hearts, known and read by everyone. As a Paul as my all catcher and Corinth for no say mona kasano ye homa intina make us as a father no see lead exemplify life as a example am I ma because omo ye homa omo ken kind dada ye homa sana po na oka wa say oka bi kan homa factory no enya de
Nsoso
enka ho oh hefa 2 Corinthians chapter number ame petre na ka ho handy okay very good mahono no saka say you show that you are a letter from Christ na mo so mo ache say mo ye homa free Christ to her, the results of our ministry, so written not with ink but with the spirit and of the living God, not on tablets of stones but on tablets of human hearts. And you can kind and so and I near say say mano first teachers and he say example to them. Yes, set example to them. Say homa or moking kind of dani da enina. And yes, I can say one characteristics of a father, compassion. And also so yeah, kind Psalm 103 verse number 13. Psalm 103 verse number 13. Okano ewo and he say, as a father has compassion on his children, so the Lord has compassion on those who fear him. Inti eja wa yi ba ko pa na den compassion. In san hwe Luke chapter number 15. Luke chapter number 15, the prodigal son. Say a parent, you don't give up on your children. Oko ye ko ina na papa na hwe no kwan. Say obeba. Na papa na hwe no kwan na e also portray say compassion so ye den. E daddy. And so ewo ho any esa ebe hwe lastly or say spare the rod or say near you can say mame and king kind we hono there no so for James and need ho pa yi well me I say whosoever spares the rod hates his children, hates their children. And then we are by free more so what time and mofra no so that's what time I say but the one who loves their children is careful and also what they are told say or he what say or discipline or more. And then I can say the difference between discipline and punishment. So for James my explanation concerning discipline, because he say discipline a different from punishment. Emre pinana ye punish it as say ye discipline. The say more and the yes so I can count 22 15 no say Jimmy Bata bofra kuma na brofo no kwa do say Jimmy achechire no achechire na kuma ho I say the fully is bound up in the heart of a child, but the rod of discipline will drive it far away. Enti baby ani akọ abedrini enti ni yebe na inim say yebe to ase next week and baby ani adrini ne say we dey eba yi ni say we bi abe kan afani ya bobo isu ho a na yenyi wadwe nchire.
Okay, as a matter of fact, the word father no kana yin na yin a title. A title. You cannot say aware emma nipa enye father aware emma nipa aware emma bema
ye husband
but awo na emma obedane eja na say yes spread more ye bi more ye expand more na say obi biara ogina ho ye trima nipa dodo a group, the leader of a group or society no father.
Father.
Yes, and a bit true to me here, maybe a stepfather, you know, representing father. Now say yeah, share the rules, and I say that ye ewo abrabumwa. Nia kakra medebe kan ho say ejapa etwene da ne ma daache ejapa ebe ba ko a ensese uma ref ra eye umofra no modaache which had man yet ahu abrabo mu pa say
so adoye nya kasatia What's that? Who now, bro? For Abraham?
Oh yeah. We said, let's call the spade. No. Aha. I say, you know, many you know, quanta empo many. But there one again. You know, so and saying, you will never be it's there. You know, but nipa onye pono 1 or 2 things you are put me pick it idea what the can wabra one a bit then aboa these are some of the things that probably no the bomb modern say you bet me it will be ya dinner ya so who's be no for the camp what they have let me aboa abrabo
Yes.
Nti watch you say in your abrofo no taa eye nhyehyɛ bi de to sɛ yawo akwala na ne nsusua ne sɛ nipa wo ntena ase da bibia betumi esi don na wagye insurance bi de ama abofra no anaasɛ we pay college fund bi de ama abofra no na ɔde build ne daakye amasa daakye no the gen crown tiasia akwala no ansofa don enye mpempren eduane akwala no bedi akɔ ne yam anaasɛ sɛnea obi kan bi saa no bebi obeda eno de yinim say e ade e hu hia sɛ wo yɛ no abrabo but the daakye no is very important kora ne daakye no is very important don wo hwɛ bra ebia yemu bi ebre ye na usua ade wo mu a e ma wo de hyehyɛ wo hu ma that wo no emehunu amane ena nipa bia no usi so na wo support a ema wutu ema speed ewo abrabo mu ema ukọ wonim entem normally ne kra no hwɛ mu a about 90% enye ejanum kra na bi sa account no grandparents omo grandparents eye ma wo nti omo nso ba no mo so abaya mo grandparents sana ego nti eba no sana eboa ema na no daakye this is very important me de be kan ya kanyina because na modi kan aka no me stand repeat na me say every because they are very important some abubo they are very important kakra me e dia kan mo say nkwala daakye ehia yi say na obitumi hwe ne ba na we hunu ne ne ya na we hunu ade ya daakye obitumi ayeden aye na wa start from very they be akwala we onya they be obeye engineer open nyoma otutu nyoma open nyoma together na we just say na o planning ma abofra no the Dutch nyoma ne ya nyoma at the good father no we do need to come na we stand nyoma no ho apunta we am one so employee
Never say the way a bachelor John will near chatto, but many quotation in free was awful. See, ya Cassie, ya bomb by Amaya Mofra, Lamentation 229,
2:18 and 19.
Lamentation chapter number 2, 18 and 19. Okay, young share. No quick enough, young children. I'm talking about empire as a father. See a bompire ma your mofra. Yeah, the spiritually a shield for them. Also for verse so near and children. That's a the hearts of the people cry out to the Lord. You walls of daughter Zion, let your tears flow like a river day and night. Give yourself no relief, for your eyes, your eyes no rest. Your eyes no rest. 19. Arise, cry out in the night as the watches of the night begin. Pour out your heart like water in the presence of the Lord. Lift up your hands to him for the lives of your children who faints from hunger at every street corner. At every street corner. As parents, say spiritual self obatan empire. Oba empire no uzo obi ohon ma nyame no kuri na ono asakra no ohia mpaebo empo no abobia ayeden amanema enti se obi be good father na se bi wokra na fathers na eja mema no na omobo dia pa na obeka ebema ni oti ebeka hunu se as a father no ese se otimi gina mpa bom emanima
biara obetumi afrɛ no ejapa no and yes uncle na ya I quite remember one of my preach now make us a father about time bia untumi mo mpa ma wo ma no we yetimoden for because the number one best insurance in life yes say obetire akwala no nyame akwan na o ma mpa bo etumi no because I quite remember some beside as a no stay say uba beye vagabond akwala boni na say o join gangs na edum pepen school na say ebia yenka sembra adasamka elidi wakwala no jailer insurance benefit be ya akwala no donc but a prayer would nyame atete wo ma na bom pa ma on say na bible can say ya ko ne be ya job yes sacrifice emma ne mofra say ebia okwan bi so no akwara bi kra afum a onnimu a enkofa ohaw ne nnome bia anya den emma enkwala no so ejapa ende no donc ejapa ne no o hwese ne ma ne ankopon entem relationship no ebe very great so a bibia cross bi anko eden enkoba ho number one ade ehu hia pa no say would umma ebe guram paibo because ahoma won nam nyina be ni pa say wo so enti dodo na no ma was abosu de wo mati ekweche abosu mati akora na mo fe edimiti akweche abosu bi ase say abosu no protect the life which abosu so won ba brabo mu a at the end of the day no we chance say abosu no all worry abofra obe wara na say na no inti say would the emofra ni ti ba hya nyankopon ase no ama onyankopon nta ba ka se na ko tawo ma no so no the best insurance it was onyame be pro and life what guide was step so David is yet the day minti so ye bi do am already guided no action
emisa olani breaki kakra emisa ola o voice na article and is ultimate kan o voice na article akra so check o voice na mama he me say article kakra so ultimate kan check o voice na mama he me say o kasa yenti article akra but at least it is a software kasa yakin kan trust them no otemega me say software and temenka otemega fe me say software and temenka and so, but all the same you know waka Soft James comes in or say a good father provides security, check the time they sleep and not to go out alone at certain ages. Okay, yes sir, we say abofrano o bone ho e ban so ho ehia pa eyi o hwemra abofrano odida o be draw timeline amena we say edru samre ya entutuya e wo fi ho edrum unim say edru samre ya say oda samre say sorry samre say we say and is ani mani na no edi akotene a eboa epa eyi as a good father. Osofoto minka afi emise sofulana article crap. But all the same, baby yedi edru no eye. I think we have done enough. Yeah, cover quite a lot, and just want to give a recap of what we've done so far. Now, yeah, share. And we have said that you are the first teacher in your child's life. Get note of that. You are the first teacher in your child's life. And we have also said that we read in Proverbs chapter number 22, verse number 6. And then we said that we need to lead exemplify good life. We need to exemplify good life for our children, because they are a letter they read every day. We are a letter they read. As a father, you are a letter your children read every day. Indeed, there's a need to exemplify a good life for them. In 2 Corinthians chapter number 3, verse 2 to 3, and you say we provide also for them. We provide for them not only food and shelter, but sometimes a whole lot. What makes you a father? The kind of provision and you can say good counseling. Nobody says good counseling. At the power and what aiding into making good choices. You are there for your child. Whereby this is some people are absentee parents. Oni nebano abrabomu play part ewo nebano abringi mu inti oni ho ye akrano oni ho ma akrano. You are not there for the child. Inti that makes you an absentee parents and your friend no. And your active parents as well. Passive parents as well. And akrano baby ojitum. Yakran baby ojitum. Na me ba we dia na di say na me ba we dia no or the energy so ne the fedefesa na abofra no ayede asay so any active parent will be or up to the task or say abofra no ebe ye ne se na efata sa enyina e wo ho ye say compassion key and the prodigal son is an example. The prodigal son's father. Now he was looking forward. Send a band baby for do so wafum. Neso ohwe ne kwan bribia say obeba efie. Nemra ohu no so no Bible say odi eniji kuhia no o embrace no ofina no na opata de pa ene mpaboa pa ene petia ehye ne nsa na nani odi ahrusie se ne ba wayira no ne nsa asaya de aka no compassion and being not giving up on our children, and so a good part. Your time into next week you better to us efficiency also do not provoke your children, and you better and also now spending time with our children you better and also so you better a whole lot nyame ya doma next week nyame enka ho Oma onya asem ne tiefo arefufu mfa na down ho. Emom onya asem ne oma onya asem ne yefo ontro asem wo yan akoma pono so na opie ewani monyamu a wagu yense enkwapa anokwafo. Thou good and faithful servant. Ayedi kakra ho enokre. Wei na onyankopon enye emayen. Wei na onyankopon enye mayen. Enti emisa enka me ponso ntuma nse so far so mamenye mamenye na me point you beji we my last input and ya dey see her na next week enya me pair ya to as when ya buy there memo all the last input be there aba ya mo next week ya be kasa ebim ne mum no ya be hwe provoking our children. The Bible says we should not provoke them. My shoma bufu and a whole lot. I think they say no sometimes I near more frano. I have a pan that it's na agro. Then now can say and maybe my example I say abrofono or musu and he say I can say hey who say or abrofono say omoni omuma we hope brunipana or on ma it's a basketball player on an air ball. Akwani Sakrana or China, Yaka bicycle or Chinese, they have some kind of relationship here on any name to say, ni oba bema one nam ne se enua oba so a one nam te se ne se be ne girlfriend bi ze ayonkofa eye de ayi ewo ho sa ayonkofa no ewo ho no next week ye behwe no nyina ho asem na ye dey yaka because ye time no who bondo na enti sakura na enti sakura you know ye behwe sa relationship gana ana efe ebe hesa relationship na ya dey yaka ho asem minim se wo bibi kakra obeka ansa no abompa ye amaya
become a good father now. Responsibility is very high. So one can you that you know be stressed now. Not the baby. But as I say, me ma pinya yung food na wutre ya no. Na condition of other name time. Only mountain. When they transfer at the end of the day, no crab will be also no be one can be and far I'll be and I will everything. Now, when I'm also we need a company to our phone. In fact, and she actually say that whatever it takes, you know. Yesterday, I was knowing a bluff for a YouTube at the year in Japan or in Ma.
Amen. And I bump a brief. Am I near for addition? Is
There was the name Mama.
Amen.
Yeah. So, remember, never do every year.
Amen.
And yet, we don't pay the for national advance. Name one between which the real say what for, sir. The day times when years. I'm out, we are here in the we were in the company, and I didn't first day to stay up or up. We had a severe the Oradon sat to ordinate to say, really, for old mission, someone else, if you might be most practicing that so. You mean, we are doing them with share, and then they can see the door say, what do we need to meet?
Amen. So, yeah, that's it. So, so umreno na ene busy and sense nyame abi kwana abekan ho nyame ehira nyame pa next week or the chair e besa abeto aso enti that's it. Bye. Very good. That is Pastor Richard of Parkway Chapel International. Yadi additional abewie nyame pa that's ne e besa abeto aso. Any peace, shalom. We are talking about parenting and we are talking about a good father, and that's the role of a father beyond food and shelter. Until next week, bye bye.